Hello, my beautiful souls. I trust you are all well. Can you believe it? That is the 21st of January 2025. It's mad, isn't it? Time is an illusion, but in this realm, we do experience time. And it's definitely going really fast. Gosh, it's been such a long time since I've done one of these. A lot has happened for me in 2024, especially towards the end of the year. There's been a lot of growth and transformation and healing, not just on a personal level, but helping others to reconnect with their own divinity. Also, my YouTube channel was taken down. I tell a lie, actually. It's 2 of my YouTube channels have been taken down just very randomly without cause, which is very bizarre because one of them was simply about my sound healing work. He just had, us playing. So, it just proves that what we have to do, us light workers have to deal with when we're trying to help to bring awareness to the collective. Yes, but I'm not going to waffle on for too long because I do have a tendency of talking over and over. So I want to try to keep things short and sweet, to the point. I do have a lot to do still today, but I really wanted to sit down and give you my little message, because I did do a collective carpool last week, but I've just been so busy. I've not been able to sit down and record it, and I like to do things properly and trying to make it a little bit entertaining visually as well, but I might have to rethink the way I do things, so it doesn't take up too much of my time, because it's also so soul crushing, in all honesty, when you spend so much time and you put in so much love and healing in the work that you do, and to share and trying to help people to break out of that to break out of delusion of what's the word I'm looking for? Hypnotism. There you go, hypnotic trance. And then things get taken down and deleted, and you're not had a chance to actually do a backup, and you lose everything. So it's very soul crushing. But energy moves all the time, and so we have to keep pushing forward instead of looking back. Sometimes looking back is important because it gives you remembrance of life lessons and can bring them forth, but other energies we really don't want to be spend way too much time on, because it's just going to pull us back to a place that we don't want, right? Anyway, let's not digress. I'm using one of my favorite decks, which is the Healing Waters by Rebecca Campbell. And the artwork is by Katie Louise. I really love this deck, not only because of the colors, the beautiful, beautiful colors, which really deeply resonate with me, but also I've been called to do a lot of work with the waters, a lot of encoding into the waters to ripple out and make changes throughout this construct on so many different layers. That's not going to make sense to some of you, but yeah. Anyways, a lot of people are talking about karma at the moment. I'm not going there. In all honesty, my my reading is very different. It actually resonates very deeply on a personal level, but also very much so as a collective. And to be honest, at the moment, you can't have one without the other, because a lot of us are going through similarities in our life, because we are all growing and demanding something greater, something better. We are all coming back to our sovereignty and our divinity, and are becoming empowered on so many different levels. All paradigms, I call it all paradigms that we've been talking about awakening, is not awakening, is actually remembrance. We're coming into remembrance of who we are. And it doesn't matter where you're at on the ladder. If you are just waking up to the concept that the whole lockdown, that whole period, I'm not going to say because the actual names, because I'll probably take it down, but all of that time and what they've done and what they pushed you to take, a lot of people are coming now finally into remembrance, into awakening. In this case is awakening, because they're realizing that was a plan to keep it sick, to keep it controlled. If you are at a point in your life where you feel to the depths of your core that something is not right, whatever that is, you don't have to be spiritual, you don't have to believe what I and others say, it's fine, it's absolutely fine wherever you're at, wherever you are on your path. But the simple fact that something is not right, that it's the first step towards a deeper understanding and understanding of who you are and the world you live in. There is a lot of darkness that is coming up to the surface, and it is pretty crazy. There are so many towers that are falling. There are so many people that many of you trusted and worshipped to an extent, and now all of a sudden the dirty laundry, so to speak, is out in the open. But I don't want you to focus on the negativity, and I know it's so hard sometimes, especially if you are still doing a lot of healing. But in order for change to happen, there has to be an unraveling, okay? Our soul is what governs this world. What we feel, what we believe, creates the reality that we live in. Which is why they use so many different things to keep you controlled in a state of fear, to keep you sick, to rely on external instead of teaching you that you do have the power within, and you had the power all along. And when you connect within, you connect to your soul, you connect to your heart center, you begin to lift the veil. You begin to see what's around you. You begin to feel and see how you're being kept, enslaved into the system. You all work so hard to make ends meet, but you never have anything to show for it, because they keep raising taxes, they keep demanding left, right and center, because they don't want you to remember who you are. They don't want you to step into your sovereignty. But the thing is, it's too late. It's happening whether they want it or not, whether you are consciously aware of it or not. The energies that we've been dealing with are unprecedented. They are coming in to create this deep shift and transformation to the very depths of your core. Your DNA is changing, is reconnecting. Your eyes and ears are opening up. The veil is lifting. So we are going through the end of a cycle, which was due to be stopped, ended in 2012, but many of us weren't ready, and they did actually try to pull us up to the higher dimensions, but unfortunately we lost too many people, too many minds scrambled because they weren't ready to see the truth. So they had to carry on this reality until we had the chance to bring more people on board, to awakening, which is why everything is so much faster. This is why many feel drawn to spirituality, whether they're atheist, whether they believe in it or not. There's such a deep, strong force within them that is guiding them to remember, to heal. So we're simply going through the end of a cycle. It doesn't mean the world is ending in a way. It's not like that you're going to experience a cataclysm. Like we had many resets before. If you think about Tartaria, the mud floods, we have so much evidence of previous civilization. Just look at Egypt, for instance. And this is cyclical. We go through times of learning, and when we reach the end of that cycle, humanity is pulled back up, souls are pulled back up, and then this cycle will get closed and we get to carry on into another realm. I don't want to say too much, to be honest, because there are so many different layers, and if I go into it right now, it's going to either confuse people, but it's also going to go on and on and on a bit too long, and I don't want to turn this into hours-long listening. The bottom line is, no one's left behind. Some souls do choose to go home before, and others are here to help the collective to get to the point that they can finally feel free. When you remember who you are and you connect to your essence, when you step into your divinity, your sovereignty, you become untouchable. You are unwavering. It doesn't matter what is happening in the world around you. It will not shake you. And they don't want you to reclaim your power. Because if you do, you cannot be controlled any longer, and their reality crumbles. So I can't stress this enough. Do not give in to into fear. Don't give in to the craziness that's going around you. Yes, be aware of it, but don't allow your emotions to be entangled into it. It's simply darkness coming to light. It's the physical and visual proof that the time is now. This is where we all reclaim a power, that we demand something greater, something better. This is not what we signed up for. We've been enslaved and controlled for millennia. This is a realm to experience all that we are not. We are here to learn and grow and to remember, to be challenged, but within balance. And since humanity fell, that balance has been shaken. Anyway, let's move on. So I absolutely love this collective card pull, because it resonates really deeply to a personal level, but also as a collective. So the first card is making waves. Momentum is building. It's your time. Achievement. The waves are rolling in and they're waiting for you to catch a ride. The winds are at your back now and gently guiding you towards your destiny. They're whispering for you to really enjoy the ride. There are clear skies ahead and the waves keep rolling in. It's impossible for you to miss your moment or to not answer your calling. The only risk is that you don't make the most of it and enjoy the ride. This is an extremely positive and encouraging card. It's telling you that your commitment is paying off and your prayers are being answered. And you're being supported by forces both known and unknown to you. I've seen so many, including myself, and it's been very much, I would say, the last month or so of 2024, where this momentum's been building with everything we're doing. We've been really focusing, we've been really working hard to create our reality, and it's been building and building, and coming into 2025, it feels now that it's the time to begin to reap the fruits of our labor. You know, really, I can feel it. I can see the energy that's falling into place. I've had clients that they've been so shaken and unfocused and you know, not quite sure if they were coming or going. You know, the vision was no longer, it just felt so far away. And certain shifts have happened towards the end of 2024, but also many people are starting to step into the power, and they started to take what's the word? Thank you, Spirit. There's no other way of saying it. They started to take the power in their own hand of creating. They started to move towards what they wanted, you know, what they wanted the future to look like. And those little changes, those little movements, whether it was to come for a healing session, whether it was to have just a simple conversation, it's created an energy shift that now has become so positive and magnetic. And it's really attracting and pulling that vision, that desire into the now moment. And it's just so beautiful to see. And this, again, this has happened for so many as well on a collective level. Now, I'm just going to read from the book as well, the Healing Waters Affirmation. And I want you to say, with this card in mind, so you will see it on the screen. And I want you to say, I open my arms wide to receive the bounty of what I've created and say yes to enjoying life fully. And sit with that within your heart and see what comes up for you. Now, the next card is actually a double that came out together at the same time, and usually that's a message from spirit, so you can't just ignore it. So the first card is the Sweet Waters: sensuality, romance, enjoyment, fertility, and balance. And the one that came with it, it's beneath the surface. What's really driving you? True motives, breaking free. And again, 2024 has been very much a year for questioning, finding out, digging deep, getting to know yourself. 2024, it has been a year very much for getting to know yourself, asking those questions, and not just about you though, also about those around you. What's the true intentions towards you? So you were breaking free from those attachments of people that no longer resonate or didn't have your highest good at heart. Many have been rediscovering their needs and wants on a personal level, on a romantic level. Some people might have started a family. Fertility is not just starting a family, being able to create, to multiply, but also fertility in the life in general, on attracting and creating the highest excitement, and finding balance as well in between the physical and the spiritual, the emotional. So let's see what the book says actually. So the Sweet Waters. In mythology, the Sweet Waters are associated with the fresh waters of earth and with the sweet breast milk of the Great Mother. Osun, or Orisha, of Nigeria's Yoruba people, is associated with water, fertility, sensuality, and love, and also with the color yellow, honey, and bees. Osun is Great Mother Goddess who brings balance to earth and to humanity, and she's also referred as the mother of the orphans. In Italy's Villa d'Este in Tivoli, near Rome, there's a famous fountain called the Fountain of Diana of Ephesus, on the Fountain of Mother Nature. It features a sculpture of the Roman goddess Diana as Mother Nature, with multiple breasts out of which flow sweet fresh waters. We know that we need fresh waters to survive. And yet, we're not been protecting and appreciating the very thing that sustains us. When the waters are clean and protected, life is in balance and the world is fertile. So this card is an invitation to enjoy the simple, sweet pleasures of life, to appreciate the fertility of nature all around you, to tend to your own garden and the sweet waters of your life. And I love this as well because it has been very much reconnecting to the waters. The water carries memory. Water is intelligent, which is why we say that you have to be very careful what you say, what you express. We are made of water, so whatever you say, it will register. It will be remembered within your being. But also it's been a theme for going back into nature. Follow the path of nature. We have strayed so far from a true being. Our ancestors used to be so connected to the cosmos, to the earth, to nature, to the waters, to, above, below, within, without. Everything is what makes us. We are stardust. We are water. We are the earth. We are all of the elements and beyond. And once we were connected, and we used to know this, we were connected to everything. We were able to move with the flow. Life is easy. Life is easy when you listen to that inner voice, that inner compass. We always have the connection to the divine, but the world around us is being created to sever that connection. So no longer think, feel, create for yourself, but become self-reliant on the external world. Because when you give your power away, you're easily manipulated and controlled and kept in a state of confusion and suffering. That's not who we are. We're here to enjoy life. We're here to enjoy the creation and to create. We're manifestors, we're creator beings. Which is why we have to look beneath the surface. We need to go deep. We need to ask ourselves, what do we want in life? What's driving us? What is making our soul sing? What is your highest excitement? Because when you follow, when you know who you are and what you're meant to do, you break free and you feel free. So the book says, often the things that we think we want are not what we really want deep down. Sometimes we go after them because the world has told us we should do certain things or be a certain way, but we don't realize there's a choice. Sometimes we're driven by the need to keep up, be approved of, or to fit in. Sometimes we do things just because we've always done them, and we can't even see out of the box that's containing us. Sometimes what we're chasing is really chasing us. So what is that you truly want? And why do you want what you truly want? Be honest about it. What are you chasing that's holding you captive? Are you being called to break free of the box that's containing you? What's beneath the surface of what you currently see? What are your true motives deep down? Are you expending energy on things that aren't true inner yearnings? What's really driving your behavior and your desires? It's time to move from confusion to clarity, to question the narrative, realign yourself and reclaim your life, to open your mind to what is that you really truly want, and then reorient yourself towards it. It is safe to change your mind, to step out of the box, to choose a different way of being. Look beneath the surface of your day-to-day life and reflect on what's really driving you and what you really, truly want. Freedom always follows, and so does ease and fulfillment. And the soul inquiry for this is, what are you doing that you don't really want to do? What are you doing just because you always have? Powerful. And we're definitely going through that as a collective. The phrase that really stood out is going against the narrative. And that has been happening, I would say, for at least 5 years now. Longer for some, but it's so beautiful to see, if you're in my shoes, that everything they're trying and do to keep us down, to keep us small, to keep us chained, is just backfiring all the time. Yes, of course, it's sad. There's some souls that they're really, truly under the spell and they cannot break from it. They can't see. But they will. Time is coming. And the last card, it's the Pearl, Alchemy, the reward at the end, from grit to grace. I find that part self-explanatory in all honesty, but let's begin with what the book says, and I might do a little summary of it all. The Pearl. Pearls are one of the most precious treasures of this world, and certainly of the sea. While the specifics of their creation remains a mystery, they're believed to be the result of a natural process. Certain mollusks produce pearls as a way of protecting themselves from irritants that enter their shells. The formation of a natural pearl is a rare occurrence, with only one in roughly 10,000 oysters producing one, and it can take anywhere from 6 months to several years. This card brings a precious message that something sacred is being created, and is likely being created by you. Maybe you've been creating something in a physical, such as a child, which connects again to the card before, the sweet waters, a home, or bringing an idea to life. Or perhaps your pearl is more metaphorical than that, having dedicated yourself to alchemizing your hardships into healing, grit, into grace. whatever it is, you're being acknowledged for your work and the deep roots required to truly rise. Clina was a Celtic goddess of beauty, love, and the ocean, and it was believed that she could be found in every ninth wave. It said that people would whisper their wishes and prayers into a small pearl offerings placed within the shell and tied with seaweed, and then cast them into the sea of the ninth wave in the hope that the goddess would grant their prayer. So offer your prayers to Clina for alchemy to continue to happen. The jewel at the end, it's near. And the healing waters activation for this card. I am ready to receive the jewels of my life. I'm ready to alchemize my hardship into healing and my grit into grace. So this is a very positive collective reading. It speaks of how far you have come, how much you've been working on yourself and your desires. You really have taken time to step back and inquire about life, about your soul. You've been seeking balance, whether it was in a relationship, whether it was on financial, so your work. And I'm always, for me, what drives me is helping people to balance mind, body, and spirit, right? And that's pretty much what we're doing, right? We have to balance our material world because that's the reality we're currently living in. But we also have to find deep within the true nature of who we are and why we're here. And letting go of everything, all the false paradigms and lessons, knowledge that has been taught that is guiding us away from ourselves. Because when we find ourselves, we learn what drives us. We find harmony and we break free from everything that's been created to keep us back. We shatter the illusion of reality. Lift the veil and see through what matters, what is. And now, coming in 2025, we alchemize all of this. We begin to see the rewards of our sacrifices, of transformation, all the tears that we shed, it wasn't for nothing. From grit to grace. And if you haven't already, I I seek for you to find peace. I ask you to connect with your soul and listen to that inner voice and let it guide you towards something or someone that's going to help you to break free. Someone that's going to help you see the light. If you can't do it on your own, because remember, you are divine beings, you do have the power and the knowledge within yourself. But sometimes you need someone to hold your hand, to show you the door. But only you have the power to walk through it. Real change, real remembrance begins with you when you accept and surrender and you let go of all that no longer serves you. Because when you release what you're holding on tight, that you think is important for you, to hold on to punish yourself for some of the wrong steps you may have taken in the past, is only an experience. We learn, we integrate, so we don't loop back into the same pattern. And we forgive ourselves or others. Everything's energy. So when you release stagnant energy, you make room for fresh, new energy of abundance to come into your life. And when I speak of abundance, I'm not speaking only financial. There are so many layers of abundance. Abundance of love, abundance of peace, abundance of friendship. There are so many layers. You are abundant. You're just made to believe you're not. You've been told that something is wrong with you. From birth, we're told that we're sinners. We must baptize because we're born with original sin. You've been pushed down before you could even understand or understand life. And everything from that moment when you were birthed into this realm has been working against you. But no more. The tables are turning. You're taking your power back. And I'm so proud of you. With unconditional love, Chia Graceful Light.